So I've manifested some absolutely incredible stuff over the years. One prime example that I wanted to share with you guys is that probably 14 years ago, I had a older Jeep. It was quite a bit older. And then I started running into some problems with it. And what I ended up doing was taking it into the shop to figure out what it is that I needed to get fixed. And it was very expensive. So because I couldn't do that at the time, I decided that I was going to go to a backyard mechanic, since this person promised to do a lot of a cheaper job. And unfortunately, this person took months to do. And then when I got it back, my heating system was still not working properly. So when I say not working properly, I mean it was at 30% heat. I live in Canada, you guys. I live in Canada. And so our winters go down to minus 35, minus 40, minus 42 on very chilly days. And so that was a concern. And because I used my vehicle to drive to the place that I was renting out, my space that I was renting out for all my clients, I had to drive every single day. And so this was an issue, obviously, for anybody. And so during the winter months, it was freezing. I had to bundle up quite a bit in order to be able to drive around anywhere. And my brothers lived like 30 minutes away. And so in order to go visit family, it was, always a big deal. And so I started to really get into the process of having my own vehicle in my own mind. And so what I started to do was to visualize that process of me already having that vehicle. I lived in that mindset and had embodied that feeling of already having the vehicle that I wanted to have, my brand new vehicle. And so when I would get into the cold vehicle, I would visualize the brand new steering wheel. I would be excited. I would be happy, even though, it's cold outside. I'm bundled up, so I'm still good. I'm good. And I would just be in that moment and in that place of feeling so grateful and so happy and driving around. And I would put on real good tunes. I'd be driving around with my tunes high. And so I was, in my new vehicle. Literally, I was able to get there in my mind. Now, as a kid, I was a really good visualizer, so I think this really helps me because I was really able to get into that place a lot easier. I know a lot of other people, it takes extra effort and extra bits of time in order for them to get into that visualizing state and really to embody that they are there. But as a kid, I had the biggest imagination, literally the biggest and best imagination. So I was able to do that. And so what ended up happening was that the course of the universe started to take place of bringing that manifestation to me in ways that I couldn't have fathomed. So my business that I was at, all these things started happening so that the building actually where I was renting out was closing down. And so I ended up applying to do some other things on the side, a sales rep position. And at the same time, I was still coaching. But all these other things started happening. And so I ended up getting this position and my business, I ended up moving. Because then a whole other story of things that were happening at my previous home, and I needed to move. So I ended up moving, and then because I ended up moving, I was able to move into a place that was a lot bigger so that I was able to have all my clients come to my house. So all of these things started to take place in this synchronistic way where, of course, when I realized I had to move and that my business was going to alter and change, I thought those were all bad things, which it actually just shoved me in a whole other direction in my life, which actually ended up being better. So then what ended up happening is that because I was now with this new company and I had my clients at my house and all of these things started to happen, I was able to afford easily and effortlessly a brand new vehicle. Now you guys might say, well, okay, how long did that take? It was literally 4 to 6 weeks when everything started to transpire. And it was a maximum of 8 weeks when I actually was able to buy my brand new vehicle. It was absolutely amazing. And so right before I actually traded in my old vehicle for my brand new vehicle, I had gotten in the vehicle, and this is actually a really quick, funny story, but I have to share it with you. So 30% heat. Then I drove 30 minutes to my brother's, which is off the highway, which is, you know, people are going really fast. You're going quite fast on the highway. I get there, and then my dad's like, oh, how about I take your Jeep to the gas station and just fill it up? Because my parents were wanting just to do that for me. And I was like, oh, okay, that's really nice. Thank you. So from my brother's house to the gas station, it's about like 2 minutes, not even. And you're just driving really slow. You're driving like, 40, 50 kilometers, like not even. But he got to the stop sign. My dad got to the stop sign at the end of the road, and my wheel fell off. Not on the highway, at the stop sign. So again, the universe had my back in so many ways. So I just wanted to relay that story to you guys, because if you're struggling in a lot of different areas in your life and you're feeling like, how am I going to accomplish this? How am I going to do this? Like there is no way with this conscious mind that we have, our little human mind, because we can only think of the answer with so many different outlets. But the universe is infinite. The universe has millions of different ways that we can make something happen. And so that is my story for you guys. And just letting you know, if you just get into the version of the self that you want to be, and you act as though you are that, you feel that, because the feeling is absolutely the number one key, then you can make it happen. Okay? Cheers. Have a great day. I hope this helped.